Hello everyone and welcome to the NightThemedRave podcast. I am one of your hosts, Raven, and I'm joined with our usuals, Monkey.
Hello everyone, my name is Lord and Monkey. I am, as usual, very wholesome and glad to be back.
And Karma.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Heir of Karma, the scuffed one of these podcasts.
And, Monkey, please introduce our guest.
Alright, tonight joining us on the casting couch is Yami7Ways. Hello, Yami.
Hello, everybody. My name is Yami7Ways. It's good to be here, honestly.
Yeah, really quick before we start, do you have anything you want to shout out?
Well, I do stream on Twitch. I also upload a couple videos. I'm starting to do shorts now on YouTube. And I have a Twitter, if you are interested in that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't usually post much, but I post special occasions and stuff like that.
Okay. Today's episode is going to be about the Elder Scrolls from... What's the earliest game we're going to be talking about? Morrowind, probably?
Well, it depends how far. If we want to go far back into the lore, if we go far into the lore, we're gonna have to start from Arena, but would take more than 2 hours. So
Alright.
either we cut it, or either we do a second episode, or either we start later, in the timeline.
We're going to start later in the timeline.
Skipping all the good part.
We don't need all the good parts.
Well, you told me you wanted us to tell you about the Daedric and gods.
Yes. That
You
is
don't
one of
have
the
a
things I'm
choice.
very interested in.
So you don't have a choice for us to start from the Dawn era.
Oh well. Oh well.
Mm.
It's fine. And we're gonna be talking up to, I believe, Elder Scrolls Online lore. Because there's a lot of Elder Scrolls Online lore.
That one I actually don't know anything about, so I'm rather interested on that one.
Karma or Monkey, have either of you played Elder Scrolls Online?
I've played a bit. I've never finished it.
Oh, that's okay. It's an MMO, so. What about you, Karma? You haven't played it, right? Very interesting.
Karma.
It's such an interesting take. I didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to have such profound words on just the game.
Right? It's just, I mean, honestly, like, mentioned
It's okay.
An Oscar for that.
Yeah, Karma occasionally does this. Either his internet is fucking up or his mic is fucking up. He is the scuffed one for a reason.
Fair.
So, we've all played Skyrim. Yami, have you played Oblivion?
I have not played Oblivion, no.
You
Okay,
should. It's
so
a good
2
game.
of us have played Oblivion. Me
I
and
have
Monkey.
seen so
And I've
much
started
of
Morrowind.
Oblivion.
Yes, and then Monkey also started Morrowind.
Nope. Did we
Karma
do
said he's gonna
Karma?
reload Discord.
He's gonna
Okay.
reload Discord, alright.
Yep.
This seems to happen a lot recently.
Especially recently, yeah. As soon as I hit go live, all the problems start with Karma. I don't know what's up with that.
Karma is just scuffed.
Yeah. Are
Maybe
you
it's
back
because
yet,
he's part
Karma?
of the stream. Because he's a part of the stream takes a toll on his computer.
Apparently, yeah.
The osmosis.
I have-
That's how it works.
What the hell is wrong with it today?
Alright, congratulations, you're back.
It's never been like this before last week.
It literally is like this every week. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's this bad every week.
That's
Karma.
unfortunate.
Either way, I don't know where to start. I don't know if you guys want me to just ask questions or if you guys just want to start talking. Because I don't know a lot about the lore. I know a lot about the gameplay and like the glitches and the speed run, but not about lore.
Alright, how about that? Yami, what do you know about the lore? We'll start with whatever Yami says.
Whatever I know,
Yeah.
I know that there are several Daedric princes. There is I believe it was Talos, right? Who originally wasn't even a god.
Yeah, Talos. was-
Talos.
Do you know his human
Uh,
name?
I do not know his human name, no.
Does the name Tiber Septim mean anything to you?
Yes, that name. Okay, that makes sense.
And
Typer
Talos
Septum,
is
right?
Tiber Septim.
So Talos and Tiber Septim are the same. I figured that.
Yes.
much.
But Talos
what I
is
figured,
the
I never-
Atmoran name of Tiber Septim.
Ah.
And you don't know what Atmora is, do you?
Edmora?
In the Elder Scrolls universe,
Oh,
during
I do.
I know you do, because you know Elder Scrolls lore. Good job, you get 1 gold star.
Get a gold star.
During the end of the Meretic era, which is one of the early eras before the recorded history in the Elder Scrolls universe,
Mm-hmm.
the Nords lived in what was then known as the continent of Atmora. Atmora was attacked by what was had a cataclysm, which was basically a huge wave of cold that froze the continent solid. Everything froze on the continent. So the Nords moved to Skyrim. They were then known as the Needs. So the Needic people moved to Skyrim, and Talos was back then Talos of Atmora. Of course, like he lived way after Atmora, but he was still at that time. The Nords still used classic and traditional Nordic name like Ysgramor or Talos. Ingol. So that's why he's known as Talos of Atmora.
So he was there during the transition, or when they hadn't yet made the transition of
Well,
different names.
I don't think he was there. I just think it's the kind of a name they gave him because he could wield the power of the voice.
Oh.
Right, I have a
Because
question
of
now.
his ancestors.
Shoot.
What's up?
When they moved to the Needs, what were the natural, like, native habitants of that
The
land?
Snow Elves and the Dwemer.
And then they were forced
Oh.
underground, right?
Well, the Dwemer already lived underground, but the Snow Elves that you more know as the Falmers actually have lived in harmony
Got
with
it.
the humans for a while.
Well, and the Dwemmers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Karma, do you want to explain? Karma, are you able to explain the Night of Tears since you've not been speaking a lot since we started? Or do you want me to do that?
I think his
Do you know
Discord cut out already.
Alright, so the Night of Tears. Do you remember Sartol?
No.
Sarthal? Yes.
Yeah. Sartol was the very first human settlement, human city in Skyrim.
Ah.
And what is now known as the Night of Tears?
Fell under attack by the Snow Elves.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is believed
Leaving
that
one survivor, Ysgramor.
3 actually,
went
Ysgramor
back
and his
to
2 sons.
Edmora.
Yeah, Ysgramor and his 2 sons.
No, I thought that he went back more and then brought his 2 sons along.
No,
with
they
his
were with
500
him
companions.
when the Snow Elves attacked during the Night of Tears to steal the Eye of Magnus.
Mm.
Because that's what triggered the Night of Tears. It's the Eye of,
Oh, yeah,
the Eye of
okay.
Yeah,
Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah, because
Nice.
because the Nords found it under Sartol.
Oh, that's true, because it was there.
Yeah.
And it's still there in Skyrim.
Yep.
Actually.
Okay, so Karma,
At least
explain
until you free it as the last dragon part.
Pretty much.
Since
free
you,
it and then it goes up to College of Winterhold, but we'll talk about
Karma,
that.
since you started with Ysgramor going back to Atmora, do you want to continue? As to what happened next?
Yeah, so basically, Ysgramor and Asmonkey, his 2 sons, were not happy about their people getting murdered by the Snow Elves, so they went back to Edmora, and then they gathered the 500 companions as we know them today. And then
They're the
they
original companions
stormed
that
back
you know in
into
Whiterun.
Sarthal, murdered all of the Snow Elves, and then declared war on the Snow Elves, which then caused the Snow Elves to turn to their Dwarven brethren in order for, like, salvation or whatever it was, only for the Dwemer to betray the Snow Elves by taking away their sight, and through centuries of being underground no no sight.
They devolved it into farmers,
The-
today in the Dwarven ruins.
Ah, so that's why they're
So-
so primitive. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Correct.
the farmers used to be a. Have you played the Dawnguard DLC?
Dawnguard DLC.
Younger deals? No, not yet.
In the Dawnguard, you meet the last living snow elf,
Huh.
proper snow elf.
I haven't played that far into
Proper
it.
snow.
Well, the last
sounds
two.
There's two.
Awesome.
Well, the second one is not.
Technically, there's two
Don't
snow
spoil
elves
it.
left, but you murdered.
Don't spoil why there's
Technic-
only one true one.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
I don't remember. Is this after the Soul Cairn?
The Soul Karn.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay. Then I know nothing about it because I haven't gotten past the Soul Cairn, or I've barely gotten past the Soul Cairn.
I actually haven't gone to Soul Karn yet. That's why I was planning to do that. Probably tomorrow, actually. Not on stream, obviously.
Oh, you're under the Soul Cairn. You're about to meet one of my favorite. To get one of my favorite shouts.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, it's a good shout.
I know not what you speak of, so do not spoil.
All right, so what
I
happened?
will
I'm kidding.
I did.
Yeah.
I will lie at you.
Yeah, since because like Karma said, the North Lottery went on a fucking genocide to kill all of
Uh-huh.
the snow elves.
Nice. Sounds epic. And painful. Anyways.
And a Holocaust.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Extremely Holocaust-like.
Pretty much, yeah. So, where did that sprouted from? Oh, that sprouted from you talking about Talos.
Yeah, because I was talking about Talos, and then you went on to talk about the name. The original name of him, Talos of Asmora.
Tiberius Septum or whatever. Tiberius
Yes.
Septum.
Tiber Septum,
Tiber
Septum.
Septum. All right.
which ended the Septum dynasty. Actually lasted until the end of the Third Era with Martin Septum.
How many eras are there?
4.
Five.
If
Four,
four,
okay.
Currently
four
four.
era,
Four.
and then
thought
there's
there
the Dawn Era and the Muritic Era.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, since I don't know what you're gonna talk about next, when do the gods get created? Like the main ones, anyway.
The main gods that we know, because the main gods in the
Before
lore
the Dawn
technically.
era, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, well, technically, anything before the Muritic Era is the Dawn Era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so. And anyway,
Yeah, the Dawn
So-
era became before the Merethic era.
Karma, correct me if I'm wrong, but every single because the gods came in basically pods that two main gods, Anu and Panome. Panome that you also know as Sithis, by the way.
Sithis. I know that name.
The god of thieves here.
Yes.
Or-
No, that's no, that
No.
Sithis is
Sithis is the god
No,
of death,
no.
right?
Yeah, that one.
Well, he's basically darkness, and Anu is
So
basically
much more than that.
There's a lot more to it.
He's basically Hades. Got it.
It is the primordial, a primordial god, basically.
Yeah, that thing.
They
I know what
gave-
that does.
They gave birth to the Khajiit pantheon, to the Daedric, the Magnagi, the Elven pantheon, and the Nordic pantheon, and every single godly pantheon that we know,
Okay.
Ah,
except for Akatosh, because Akatosh is a special case.
Okay, so the order of gods in the universe is the primordial gods were first, at least
Yes.
believed to be, and then
Yeah.
what comes after the primordial gods?
It's then all their
I
child
believe
gods.
their
and-
3 children come next.
well, all of their
Oh.
children, yeah.
I believe
so they could have kids. Okay. that answers
Anume
my question.
and the other one had 3 children, and then they split off in different things.
They had more than every
believe.
single Daedra and
Could be wrong.
every single Daedra, Magnagi, and Aedra is technically a child of Panome and Anu.
Well, that was my next question. Is basically where did the Daedra come from then?
So
Ah,
From what I understand, the Daedra is a race.
All but one of,
it's a group
technically one of them.
it's a group, technically. speaking.
Okay.
because the
It's not really a
Daedra-
race.
To understand the groups, you need
So
to
think of
understand
the-
who Lorcan
so-
is.
Okay, who's
Yeah.
Lorcan?
What were you about to say, Karma, before I get into that?
Well, I was gonna say, something about the Daedra. I don't remember what.
Sorry.
They're a group. I don't know.
Okay.
So Lorcan is the one
It's
who
okay.
is the one god who tricked the other gods into creating Mundus, the world of the humans, and the Evon and Banjin of the elves. The Mundus is the universe where the Elder Scrolls take place.
Okay.
On the planet of Nirn. Well, on the plane of Nirn, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, is this
So-
like D&D lore where there's like all of the planes are like above and below each other?
No,
Okay.
not that I know
No.
of.
Luckily.
So
Said, I don't
So
think
much
it's like
lore.
that.
the Adres.
And I know there's the Plains of Oblivion.
Yep.
And then you have Sovereign Guard, and then you have Nirn, and then you have another one.
And then
The
isn't
Soul
the Soul
Cairn.
Cairn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul
Well,
Cairn's
it's a
one.
plane made especially
Soul
for
Cairn's
those
technically
who
a
have been
plane of
soul trapped,
Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
ruled by the idol masters.
I figured it's like limbo, basically. Thanks, Yami.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That notification was so loud on my end. Hopefully
Sorry.
everyone on the stream didn't get their ears blown out.
Oh no.
Alright, go back to reloading again. So the Daedras were the ones that didn't participate during the creation of Mundus and that kept all of their powers.
Right,
Ah.
so everyone was tricked into giving up their powers to become mortals, except for the Daedra. Or, not the Daedra,
Elven-
the... who?
That's the Elven belief. It is believed by the elves that they are descendants of the gods
Okay.
because the gods that were tricked by Lorcan became mortals and then they descended from them.
Okay. So that's the
Lord-
Elven belief. What does other people believe?
The human belief is that they come from the gods.
Okay, so
Huge
kind of like how
difference.
Christianity is.
Yep.
Mm.
So the Magnagi, the less
Okay, what is
known-
that? Is that a race?
A Magnagi
Magnagi?
is known as child of Magnus.
I don't
you
even
might
know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
you might know the name Magnus from the staff and eye of Magnus.
Yes.
Magnus was the first Magnagi to leave the creation during the Magnagis were the one that left during the creation of Mundus and that
Okay.
kept part of their powers. They left and then left holes in Mundus. The biggest one being the sun is the hole that Magnus left behind when he left. Every single star, the smaller holes, are all Magnagis that left
Okay.
during the creation of Mundus.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm understanding so far.
So Magnagi means child of Magnus.
Yes. So, correct me, because I may have just, like, completely went brain dead for a second, but, so Magnus is a god?
Yeah, he's the
Okay.
architect of Mundus, the one who architected.
Okay.
He's
Very confusing, but okay.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's how the scrolls work.
I know, it makes sense, it's just, like, so much information in such a short period of time is making my head hurt.
I was
And
just
then
kind
the-
of curious, like, where the Eye of Magnus came from in the first place, so that also answers that question, because I assumed it was, I, to an extent, thought it was an actual eye, because that could have been a possibility.
I don't think
Well,
it's his actual eye.
The staff
I
of
just-
Magnus
I think-
was original. Oh no, finish, Yana.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, I figured that it was like, if it was like a deity's eye made bigger, because I know that some things in the world of Tamriel sometimes grow and shrink depending on whether they're connected to their main source sometimes, depending on where it is or what it is. So that's what I thought. It was like maybe just like a giant upsized version of his actual eye, or he was just big.
I mean, they're gods. I assume they'd be big, yeah. I think Monkey is talking to someone, so...
That's called
Probably.
my dad, who's in a conference with a student in the background. Since I'm at my ski lodge, there is not a lot of space, so y'all are gonna have to deal with French in the background.
No, that's fine. You just weren't talking, so we weren't sure.
Yeah.
So, Yami's question basically is, the Eye of Magnus, is it actually his eye?
I believe it's more of a. This is my belief, by the way. I believe it's more of a power source of huge magical. Basically a huge magical pit. Power the creation of Mundus.
I'm actually inclined to agree with that. I don't think it's his actual eye at all.
Because
never
the
got that
staff of
feeling
Magnus
from it playing the
was used to architect the actual universe. So you would need a huge load of power to access that.
Is the Staff of Magnus in Oblivion or Skyrim?
Skyrim, and it's in other games
Okay.
too. I don't remember which, but it's in more than one game.
Okay, because I'm trying to remember, like, all the artifacts and everything, because I haven't actually played Skyrim or Oblivion in a while. But that was always the interesting thing for me, was the artifacts.
My favorite Oblivion artifact is the Fork of Horripilation.
Fork of what?
Horripilation. It's a Shiro Gorath artifact. Horripilation.
Oh god, of course it's a Shiro Gorath.
It's just a fucking fork that makes you go mad.
Yeah.
That's in a Skyrim, right?
No, it's in the Shivering
it's in
Isles
Oblivion.
DLC of Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
And it makes you will.
Oh
then you
yeah,
go
Shiro
mad.
Gorath.
only-
Of course it's a fucking Shiro Gorath.
I thought you were talking about the guy who takes over the basement in Skyrim. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
The Molag Bal.
Yeah, I thought it was Molag Bal you were talking about. I forgot I got their names confused. So I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. He had like a
not
fork.
him. Oh god. no,
Talking
not
of Molag, do you want to know how
Not
true
that
vampires
fucking
are created
bastard.
in the Elder Scrolls? You know, a natural true vampire.
An
Sure.
actual vampire?
To create a natural true
Okay, this is
vampire,
really dark.
you have to be
really
raped to
dark
death by
for me.
Molag Bal.
You have to what?
To be an actual true vampire, you have to be raped to death by Molag Bal.
So, question. If he
Christ.
is just sticking his dick in you and then cutting your throat, is that considered death by rape?
No, because how
No.
the first vampire was created is Molag Bal decided to rape a human, but then the human died. He was like, "Fuck, I want to do it again." Then he brought her back to life, and she turned into a vampire.
I don't think those two things are equal. I think he just brought someone back to life, my guy.
It's how it's written in the Elder Scrolls lore. In Elder Scrolls lore, Molag Bal fucked the girl to death, and then wanted to bring her back. And
So
then,
he made vampires.
So he accidentally created vampirism.
Yeah. Okay.
It sounds like so the first vampire was raped to death.
Yeah, not all of them have to be.
Because
Not like
do
true
you-
vampires.
Serena.
Yeah. Yes.
There are hints in the game that she indeed was
She
raped
was.
to death.
Serena was.
She was.
Same as her mother.
So was her mother. and
Valeria.
Probably so was her dad.
Why?
No, her dad wasn't.
No? How was he turned?
As far as I'm aware, Monkey. As far as I'm aware, only females can become true vampires.
Oh, true. So you have to
Or
be bitten if you're a
Daughters
male.
of Cold Harbor.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to spoil anything for Yami, because Yami, you're currently playing through Skyrim, right?
Yeah, well, I quote unquote finished it.
But you didn't finish the Dawnguard DLC, which is the one I want to talk about.
No. Yeah.
So, I don't know how far you're into it, but you said you're almost at the Soul Cairn, right?
Something like that.
Okay, so you've met the vampire, like, lord, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, then I don't want to talk about it. We'll just skip that then.
I was curious about the vampire lore, though.
Well,
Like how the vampire lore works.
I assume you know about the transformation, because that's kind of like
do
the
know-
whole
yeah.
selling point.
The a weird vampire super transformation. That makes
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
You have to, like,
Yes.
basically be bitten by a true vampire, or, like, a really powerful vampire in order to get that transformation, I guess? And my question is there another transformation that's even more powerful that we know of?
More powerful in general,
As
or
far
more
as
power
I'm
in
aware,
in the
vampire
lore.
lineage?
as far as
like
I'm
they
aware, there is not.
The only way
A
you can
monkey
get more
would know more
powerful,
about that than I would.
I think the only way a vampire could get more powerful is by basically like living a long time and acquiring more skills as in magic.
Well, yeah, but, like, okay, so you were talking about how they have to be raped to death in order to become a true vampire or whatever.
Yep.
Would they look like the vampire transformation from Skyrim? I assume not.
They look like Serena, but they can turn into vampire lords.
Right, Vampire Lord, that's what it's called. So, Vampire Lords and true vampires are different.
Yes. I think.
Well, no, because like
I think so. Not
well,
entirely positive.
it's a form of vampirism. It's just a power related to a vampire.
But a true vampire can't get it.
But no, all true vampires, I think, have the power, right? That's what I'm understanding.
So do they just have the power and not the transformation, or do they not have the power and the
No, they have the transformation, I think, because Serena can become a vampire lord, I think.
Hold on.
She canonically
hold on,
can,
actually. Let me
but you
think
never
about
see it.
this for a minute.
She canonically can because her dad can.
Lords have to be bitten by either someone who has the vampire lord transformation or daughter of Cold Harbor.
Who the fuck's Cold Harper?
If I'm right.
Is that
Cold
the
Harbor
guy?
is more like Ball's Plane of Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
Dolls?
I'm so confused now. Wait, there's multiple planes of Oblivion, right? So,
Single Daedra has a
what
has
other
Plane of Oblivion.
planes are there?
Oh, yes.
There's the Ash Pit, which is Malcath's Plane of Oblivion. There's the Shivering Isles, which is Shiro Gorath's Plane of Oblivion.
Okay, so basically almost every god has its own plane.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So there's a
Penguin
fuck
has
ton.
like a bunch of pocket dimensions
Yeah.
for partying, basically. That's the simplest way to put it.
Okay.
Basically, it's all of their
Yes.
rooms, but their rooms are the size of dimensions.
Yeah.
He has a small plane of oblivion for each of his followers.
Okay.
Something like that.
Maroon's Dagon has the blood planes or whatever the fuck it's called that we saw in Oblivion. I forgot the actual name.
I've heard that name
It's
before, but I
exactly
never think I've ever heard of a blood
Yeah.
plane.
I don't know the name.
I'll be right back. I gotta take a bathroom break. I will
Okay.
just take some.
Here.
So, what is the blood plane? Like, is that in any of the games?
I'm trying to tell you the what we see in Oblivion through the Oblivion gates.
Oh,
That's
got you.
Dagon's plane. That's Dagon's plane of Oblivion.
Okay.
And then there is Hermaris Mora's library.
Apocrypha.
Yeah, Apocrypha.
That's his plane of oblivion.
Which many people go mad in Apocrypha actually. Because of the sheer amount of knowledge that's
Yeah.
available.
Is that the same plane that's in Skyrim?
Yes.
The
In
one
the
with
Elven Belief too.
the like lake of liquid that like creates tentacles and there's books
Yes.
everywhere? Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember everything, and my god, my brain just does not want to.
You haven't
Like-
studied the Elder Scrolls enough.
I haven't. I don't care enough, honestly. Like, there's a lot. Here's the thing. There's a lot of lore for a lot of different things. Right now, I like have to be nose deep in D&D lore. But my god, there's like so many things that have so much lore, and I'm just like, my brain.
Your brain can't keep up.
Yeah, that's why I want to do the Legacy of Kain episode with you, because it has about as the same amount of lore as fucking Skyrim does, I think.
Fuck yeah. And you know I'm a lore sponge, so.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm the opposite. Yeah, when we play D&D together, you're gonna ask me, like, oh, how does this work? Or where did this come from? I'm just gonna be like, I don't know.
I'm gonna fucking buy like the D&D, fucking collection of D&D books and send them to you.
I have all the books. I have literally every single book for 5e. It's still confusing as shit, though, to read through, because there's literally, like, text about everything.
I'm gonna ask questions anyway.
Yeah, good luck getting answers out of me.
Ugh.
So, while Yami's gone, is there anything else we want to talk about? It's Elder Scrolls related.
You know what I would be curious about? We've never seen Perryites, the Realm of Oblivion. No one has ever been there.
So, I'm a little confused about that. In Oblivion, they were trying to merge Oblivion with the mortal realm?
Well, because remember at the start of Oblivion where Uriel Septim the Fourth gets assassinated?
Yes. Very well.
The Amulet of Kings keeps the eternal fire, the eternal flame or whatever it's called, at the center of the Imperial City lit.
Right.
And that keeps the Daedras out of Mundus,
Okay.
out of Nirn. But then, when the followers of Marin's Dagon assassinated him, the Daedras were able to open gates to invade, because Dagon wanted to make the Nirn his part of his plan of Oblivion by merging them.
Right. So he wasn't merging all planes of Oblivion, he was just merging his own plane of Oblivion.
Yes.
So fucking confusing, alright.
And that's why you can actually see, have you played it through the end of Oblivion?
I've seen YouTube video on it, but I haven't played it.
So that's why at the end of the Oblivion you can see Dagon out in Mundus, in Nirn, in the Imperial City, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Because the plane keeping Daedras out isn't lit anymore.
Right. Alright, it sounds like Yami's back, but he's got a mouthful of fucking crackers.
I have returned. Sorry. No, that was garlic bread.
Oh, okay.
Good.
On my way to the bathroom, apparently. I had perfect timing, so my dinner was ready.
Nice. Well, now that Yami's back, I want to move on the discussion to Daedra artifacts. How do artifacts come into existence generally?
Some of them
Honestly,
were
if you want
created
my honest
by Dwemmers.
Oh, sorry.
What did you
Go
say?
ahead. I was gonna be like, if you want my honest opinion, it sounds like most of the time the artifacts are created when people are bored.
Yeah, or
Because some of them do really stupid things. For example, the Wabbajack. The fuck is that?
technically, like every single artifact changes effect depending on who wields it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the Wabbajack does a different effect in Oblivion that it does in Skyrim.
So what you're saying is, if someone were to mod that piece of shit cloth that you get from the one god of hunting in Skyrim, they can make it actually useful?
There's probably a mod for that, but it doesn't, like, the effect for that is different in Oblivion than it is in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every single game, there's no game.
And honestly,
beside-
why would you want the Savior's Hide when you can get the Ring of Hircine anyway?
Yeah, what is called Savior's Hide?
Clearly better option. Yeah,
The only few items that have the same effect
clearly
are
better
the,
option anyway.
is the dagger of Maroon's Dagon, because it's throughout the game it always has the effect of like having a certain percentage of chance of killing someone instantly.
Hmm.
Correct.
I don't know the exact percentage in game files, but I think it's like 5 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not high.
Hmm.
It would be way too broken.
It's pretty low.
But you can fix that by getting you know when you get to the Dawn Star Sanctuary,
Maybe.
during
Yeah.
certain, you can get a pair of gloves that boosts your backstabbing by like or that boost when you're sneaking, you can do like 15 times more damage, and then there's a skill point where backstabbing does 2 times the damage. So if you're sneaking and backstabbing, you can do 30 times the damage.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That brings
that's
about the
true.
question. Why does sneaking do so much? Is there a lore reason as to why sneaking and backstabbing do so much? Like, is there a lore reason behind that? Because it feels like any other place style, like usually by like warriors, it's like you do enough damage. But when it comes to sneaking, it feels like you're just like there's a whole big advantage when it comes to sneaking.
I think it's because of you have to take into account the element of surprise.
Well, true, and the
So
guard is usually
I
down. But even then, it feels like it's just like it's abnormally broke.
Like if I'm
Like,
coming at you with this,
It is. It really
it's
is broken.
broken. But what were you about to say?
I was gonna say that it feels like there should be a lore standpoint as to why, like, maybe it was something that the gods did that made it so this particular way of doing this was more not rewarded, but stronger than usually like the normal ways. Because it seems like everyone in Skyrim usually, at least Nords and like most other races, value raw combat over anything else. And sneaking is usually frowned upon. However, it, for some reason, does the most damage out of all the arts. I was just wondering if there's like a lore perspective reason why that happens. It's okay if it's not. I just thought it was
Well,
an interesting.
logically, if you can brace for an attack and prepare yourself, it's gonna do less damage than if you backstab someone.
Hmm.
Because if you come behind someone, you can easily just slice the throat. But if you come at someone with a sword, the person can easily block the said blow.
True. I wonder if there's a. Well, I know there's a god of thievery and stuff like that, but I wonder if there's just like specifically a god of sneaking. Someone who's just like. Whose art is deception and moving through places unseen.
Well, I believe
again,
that
it's
would
what's
fall
like
under
a-
the same thing as Nocturnal,
Yeah,
who
no,
is,
that's
as
what
you
I was
said,
thinking.
quote unquote god of thieving.
Yeah,
'Cause,
thieves and
Nocturnal's domain per se is shadows,
Yeah.
so I would say that has something to do with it.
That's kind of what I figured.
yeah, that could make sense.
Okay.
Sorry to pivot, but do you guys know about the Rueful Axe?
Mm-hmm.
I just read the background
Yes.
on the
Rueful
Wikipedia.
Axe.
I was looking at all the artifacts in Skyrim, and it said that it specifically
Axe, yeah.
was not an artifact. So I went to it to see what the description says, and the background says, according to Barbas, this axe was given to Sebastian Lort, who has begged Cavius, I forget how to say his fucking name,
Levicus Vile.
Clavicus Vile, to help him cure his daughter of lycanthropy. It's just an axe that just does damage.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
because the guy was like, "Please help me cure my daughter of lycanthropy." The guy gave him an axe. You can
Yeah.
imagine what he had to do with said axe.
Yeah,
He cured his daughter from entropy and
Yeah.
life.
yeah.
He killed his daughter with it.
It's also a fucking shit weapon.
Did he kill him? Did he kill him? Did he kill her with it, thinking it was going to help her?
Probably.
Maybe he killed her, not being
I
able
mean,
to bear the
if
fact
he
that he's no
truly
longer
wanted to
master.
clear Campathy, he probably should have went to
Lycanthropy.
Hersine first instead of going to Clavicus Vile.
Cursing
Probably
is
should have
not
went to
going to help
Hersine.
cure lycanthropy.
No. Fuck no.
Cursing is creates lycanthropes, and he's creating where there's like a fucking were creature. There's were boars, were bears, were sharks. There's a bunch of were creatures in Skyrim.
Which is
And the other
absolutely
side of it,
fantastic.
He just enjoys making shit.
you can actually meet were bears in Dragonborn DLC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you
Kinda
can't
like-
become a werebear, though.
No,
That's an actual thing. a
Kind of.
werebear.
Yeah.
canonically a
You
were
can
bear.
you can kind of become one, but it's not permanent. It's a one-time solution for 60 seconds. I think.
Wait,
something like that.
wait, is it one of the standing stones?
I think it is one of the stones of Solstein. I think it's this Earth Stone or something like that.
Interesting.
Allows
I've
you
forgotten
to
about
do
that.
something with werebears. I don't remember exactly which one, but I could swore there was something like that.
I've
I
never
remember
heard-
having it, never using it.
You can summon a werebear. You can't become one.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I knew that it had to do something with werebears.
But canonically, a werebear
my
is a werebear is stronger than a werewolf, but a werewolf is faster.
Yes. Bears are typically very strong. Wolves
I
are
hate-
faster.
I despise bears in Skyrim.
I prefer
know-
saber-toothed tigers. They're more evil.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would honestly take 1,000 saber-toothed tigers over one bear.
Now, bears are easy to kill.
Wow.
Just
It
use
really
fire.
gives me-
It feels like
Bears
yeah,
can
I
be
know I
that-
use fire, but it excuse me.
They seriously give you that much trouble, Yami? Wow.
To be fair, like honestly, I have less trouble with dragons, and that's saying
Jesus.
something because I can fight 2 dragons at level 4 and be absolutely fine. But let me run into a bear at level 4. I am getting clawed out the asshole and I'm going flying across the map because I am not going to be able to hit this thing.
So,
And if I do hit it, it's going to hit me back harder.
you got me curious really quick, so I had to look. There is such a thing as a were-dragon. It's in
Right.
2nd edition D&D.
I hate it. And with that, we're going to move on because that is a painful thought.
What the fuck did we? How did this spread to werebears?
Because we were talking about
A drow dragon?
a what?
A drow dragon.
Oh, here we go.
Drow dragon.
I'll look into this later, don't worry.
Please do. Anyways, essentially, I believe we got here. I was talking about if there's a god of sneaking. We talked about Nocturnal. After that, we talked about a mission in Solstice.
We were
Which
talking about the
evolved
Rueful
into
Axe, and then I mentioned Hersey.
Yes,
And then we.
Rueful
how it
Axe.
goes to where.
lycanthropes, and
Artifacts
then
and stuff.
we moved to
Right.
bears, and then that's how we got to where we currently are now.
So,
Debating over why bears are. Why bears
earlier, when talking to Monkey, he said he can explain one of the best items in Oblivion to me. What was it called again? Grey Fox's Mask. Or is it Greyhound?
I think it's
Cow
Greyhound.
Nocturnal.
It's
Right.
Grey Fox.
It is Grey Fox, okay. And it's
So the
the
cow-
Cowl of Nocturnal. Yeah.
Like it said, it's an artifact of Nocturnal, the goddess, well, the Daedric Prince of Thieves. And
Yes.
how it came into possession of the Thieves Guild is a very great thief, the first Grey Fox, decided to steal it from Nocturnal and they summoned Nocturnal to Nirn, and he stole the cowl from her. But then, uh, out of rage at the thief, Nocturnal cursed the cowl. Everyone who wears it, their name will be erased from history, and they will only be known as a Grey Fox. So if you
Great.
decide to wear the cowl, it has amazing effects as a thief, but your name is completely erased. You don't exist.
As long as you're wearing the mask.
No, forever.
No,
Oh,
as,
forever,
as
okay.
soon as you put on the mask, your name is basically shredded from the record. You don't
The
exist.
only person who was spared from that is the last Grey Fox that we see in Oblivion, because during the last Great Thief Guild mission, you steal an Elder Scroll that allows you to undo that curse.
Hmm.
That's the only one in history that his name was not forgotten. And that's why
Everyone
the
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, continue.
No, I was just gonna say like, so you just basically erased it. That's all I was gonna say.
Well, it made the curse work for the Grey Fox, because now when you put on the cowl, you become the Grey Fox. But when you take it off, other people just see you as a really great thief.
Hmm.
Hmm.
After the treatment of the Elder Scrolls.
Okay. So, sorry if this doesn't have an answer, if you already said it and I didn't hear it, but how did the cowl come into existence?
It was just one of the. We don't know how it was created. We know it is an artifact of Nocturnal, and like I said, that a great thief stole it from her, and that she cursed the cowl when she was pissed.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably just like a part of her like aesthetic.
Her aesthetic looks like a fucking executioner's mask.
Yeah, pretty much. It's honestly just like it was probably just something she had with her. It's kind of like how certain gods just come into existence with clothes.
Yeah.
And just like they're born with these certain things. It's usually there's no real standpoint or like creation point for these other things. They just exist with like as long as the god does.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, Monkey, you wanted to discuss how Malcath came to be a Daedric prince?
Oh yeah.
Oh, quick question.
Yummy, do you know that? You don't? Okay, good. Raven,
How
do you know that?
Malcath came to be a Daedric prince?
Yes.
It's actually quite funny.
I don't know who that is, so.
Malcath
I
is
know
the Daedric prince and father of the orcs.
Okay.
So Malcath was originally a god named Turnamac, an elven god. Turnamac fought Boeotia. Boeotia then ate Turnamac and shat out Malcath.
The fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So essentially, her
Which then
digestive
caused
system
all-
corrupted Turnamac.
Wow.
Then how the orcs came to be. So there's different stories about some of them. One of them is that they took the shat of Boethia and rubbed it on their skin.
The other one is that
That's one.
the other theory is that Malcath just turned them into orcs after he was turned into Malcath.
That sounds awful. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Spear of Bitter Mercy?
Jesus Christ.
I do not know that name.
I know, you might see it eventually. It's actually pretty funny.
Alright.
It's a Morrowind artifact.
Oh. Morrowind, I see.
Guess with God, it's
Anyway, my favorite artifact from my favorite Daedric artifact. My favorite Daedric artifact of Skyrim is either the Wabbajack or the Spellbreaker.
Oh, you want to talk about Skyrim specifically? Oh man. I have to look up against Skyrim.
Well, that's most of what I know.
My favorite Daedric artifact, what the fuck would it be?
Yeah, Daedric artifacts. There we go. There's 16 of them, or
Can you
18
talk about
technically.
artifact in general?
No, it has to be Skyrim now.
What? It has to be Skyrim now.
Yeah, it has to be
It's
Skyrim.
mentioned in Skyrim, but it's not shown.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, it
I read
doesn't
the Heart of
have
Lorkhan.
to be Skyrim, but it would make it easier for me.
The Heart of Lorkhan.
Is that truly a Daedric artifact, though?
It's an artifact.
It's what is it called?
No.
Heart
the Heart
of.
Lorkhan.
Okay, I see it on the wiki. I'm pulling it up now.
I know
So
it's
first
not
of all,
that,
that's just a regular
but I
heart.
didn't know if
No,
it
it's
was
not.
Daedric.
And I mean, like the image is just a
It's
heart.
not a regular heart.
Do you know the Red Mountain in the Dragonborn DLC, the huge volcano?
No, wait. Yes, actually, yes.
That heart, when it landed,
Solstheim?
created
Yes.
that volcano.
Oh, okay.
Oh Christ.
So
Is the
when
heart of the
heart was shot from an arrow, the Heart of Lorkhan was shot from a bow. From what god was it? I don't remember.
Oriel.
exactly.
the elven equivalent of Akatos.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So when Oriel shot the Heart of Lorkhan from his bow, where it landed became Red Mountain.
Hmm.
Oh.
And then that same heart was found by the Dwemmers, and they decided that using that heart, they were gonna create a brass god named Numedium.
Mm.
Numedium is, like I said, an artificial god that was powered by the Heart of Lorkhan, and is the primary reason why the Dwemmers aren't here anymore.
Sorry.
It's
I
as
find
we
that hilarious.
as we think. That's a theory about it.
Yeah,
A
So
theory,
they
but it's-
created their demise.
but it's
That's
highly
pretty cool.
likely.
because
That's pretty dope.
during an event known as the Battle of the Red Mountain, during the let me find the actual name of there's a fuckload of battles in this goddamn universe.
Yeah, there is.
So I was looking on the wiki, and I saw something that intrigued me really quick. Solstheim used to be part of Skyrim, but now it's part of Morrowind.
Yeah, because
Yes.
a huge earthquake basically just separated it from mainland.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, it moved?
Yes.
Technically
said
it did,
that,
yes.
no, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
So the War
Essentially,
of the
it said,
First
all right,
Council is the war that was created by the Dwemmers trying to create the Numedium, a war between the Chimers and the Dwemmers. You now know the Chimers as the Dunmers, by the way.
Ah, nice.
I'm
I
gonna
know who
explain why they turned into the Dunmers in a
Is
bit.
it because of dumb?
By the way, I never said what my
No.
favorite Daedra artifact was.
Oh, please go, please go ahead. Sorry, I
Or
got
Dark
into.
Elves.
The skeleton
what is
key
it?
for Skyrim and the Grey Cowl of Nocturnal in Oblivion.
The skeleton key.
Yeah, the skeleton key. Cause like all the other ones kind of like aren't as good. I mean, like Spellbreaker's really good if you use a shield, which no. There's also actually a Sura Star, the Black Star. That's really good too.
The Black Star is
Yes.
incredibly useful.
Black Star is
Black
better,
Star is
actually.
fucking amazing. Every time I think about the possibilities with the skeleton key, I just want to nut, honestly.
Technically, with the skeleton key, because the true power of the skeleton key can open the door physical or metaphysical. So you could unlock your
Yes.
true potential using the skeleton key.
Exactly. You could literally just use it on yourself and just be like, "Ah, I'm powerful.
Pretty much.
In a sense. In a sense. You could unlock your true potential, your hidden potential, as well as your mind to the endless possibilities of the universe. And the possibilities are endless. Which is why every time I think of all of that, immediately I just want to gasm extremely hard.
Oh, I completely forgot about these two items.
Which two items are they?
The Augma Infinium
Fuck?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
and the Ring of Namira.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
Agma Infinium.
I understand.
lets
I
you,
also like those two items a lot.
The Agma Infinium gives you 2 skills point in
5.
every single skills 5. in every single skill tree in Skyrim, and the Ring of Nanu lets you eat corpse.
And fuck!
Yeah, I love the idea of eating corpses, especially when you're the Dragonborn.
Man, this guy's dead. Let's chew on him. Ah!
Well, it allows you to
Right.
heal, so it's a great way to
There's
heal.
benefits to
Mhm.
doing it.
Oh no, it's actually like insanely good to do it too. You get plus 50% health regen.
Oh,
First off,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Second off, speaking of eating, I'll be right back.
Wow, I can't believe you. I can't believe you've done this.
You can believe I've done this.
No, I can't. Also, the Augma Infinium, it specifically gives you 5 points in all skills, either warrior, mage, or thief skills.
Yeah, that you choose.
Or you can duplicate the book with cheats, or through glitches, and get infinite skill points.
You can't anymore, they fixed it.
Oh, well. What's the point then?
So, I was gonna say, yeah, the glitch thing doesn't work anymore. I've tried it.
Aw.
Tried it like 3 different times and it never worked.
I still do it, though, just to keep the
You
book in
used
the
to be
shelf.
able to.
You want to talk about the worst artifact, though? What's the worst artifact? My rune's razor?
No, the razor can. If you're playing an assassin, the razor is actually pretty useful.
It has less than a 2% chance to instantly kill any opponent.
Yeah, but it's still a broken effect.
Alright, Savior's Hide.
It just ups your destruction.
Yeah.
There are better cloaks in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty useless. And
Wait.
like I said, the Ring of Hearthstone is much better anyway.
Wait. What about the Skull of Corruption? It does
Yeah, that
20
looks pretty
points of
bad.
damage.
But I like
Not
the
only if you take dreams. Only if you absorb dreams from those sleeping.
It does 50
You can-
damage then.
which is not bad.
I mean, how much health does a fucking dragon have when you're like level 30?
A lot. Have you
Yeah.
battled Magistral Dragon?
Which one?
The Magistral Dragon.
I don't think so.
Those are fucking hard to kill. I haven't gotten to the legendary dragons as of yet.
I have gotten to the legendary dragons
Yeah,
because of
baby.
cheats.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten to it like.
Officially,
without
I've
cheating.
never
Yeah.
reached Legendary Dragon.
Yeah.
Highest dragon I've ever fought was Ancient, I think.
Oh, maybe ancient. Yeah. I don't remember their names. I have to would look it up. Like if I look up Skyrim dragons, what do you think it's gonna show me?
I'm gonna show you some retarded group of people arguing about
Hopefully
the fact
not.
they've
No,
been
actually,
alive
first
in
of all,
Algorand.
it shows me the fucking description on the Wikipedia page. Second of all, there's actually a dragon above legendary, I believe, called the Serpentine Dragon.
Yes. In Dragonborn DLC.
Yes. And then there's also the
Really?
Revered
Okay.
Dragon. The second most powerful variant? Wait. Is the Serpentine Dragon not the most powerful?
No. It's
Oh
not.
no, it is the
No,
Legendary
legendary.
Dragon. Okay. Alright, let's look at the Legendary Dragon real quick. You have to be level 68 plus. Or, no, I'm sorry, 78 plus. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's-
I've never found one.
Yeah, that's actually impossible without fucking cheats, dude.
Actually, once
No,
I
it's not.
downloaded the mod.
Well, okay,
and
it's
I-
not impossible, but, like, it's super shitty if you get to level 78 without cheats.
Actually, once I downloaded the mod, and I crafted a sword,
Got
and
to
the
level
sword had so
75
many
without
enchants
cheats.
on it, that, like, it got me to level 78 instantly without me doing anything.
Oh,
Got to once level 75 without cheats.
I never
I was
noticed.
legitimate the whole time.
I never noticed that they have fire resistance and frost resistance, no matter what type of dragon they are.
Oh, you mean
Dragons. We're just talking about dragons while you're not here.
we're talking about dragons? That's pretty cool. I hate those things.
Wow.
I
What about the
love it.
revered dragon?
They're easy to beat. They're easy to beat.
I
Yeah.
haven't
If you kill a
finished
dragon
Dawn
pretty quickly.
Guard, but I
Actually-
imagine some of these dragons actually look pretty cool in the screenshots, like the revered dragon.
Actually, very quick thing. And it's kind of funny. but I actually legally cannot talk about my experience when it comes to Skyrim because I have not really
Really?
truly played the game. Here's why.
What does that
You
mean?
pirated it?
For, no, for some reason or another, I never check the difficulty when I start games on Skyrim. So for the longest time ever, I've been playing on Legendary this whole time.
Nice.
Nice.
So the reason why everything's been like one-shotting me at the beginning is because the game has been on Legendary every single time, which is why I
Yeah, that
wasn't
would
able to
do
get
it.
anywhere. I was never able to get anywhere, despite like eventually being able to like claw my way or cheese my way through the game. So to be honest, I really never really was able to play the game. And I'll
Did you
actually
figure out how to lower it yet?
Yes, I did lower it.
Okay.
That is one of the things I think that they did better in Fallout. Is that in Fallout, when you change to a higher difficulty, you have more chance of getting legendary items, at least. In Skyrim, there's no reason to play on any difficulty but easy.
Pretty much. The only thing you really get is like a challenge and a headache.
Exactly, mostly a headache.
Mostly a headache, yes.
Yep.
Because then the game will throw 2 dragons at you at level 4.
Yeah.
Before you even have the first shout completed. Which is not a joke. The
See,
first
what
shout
I
will be
do
over.
when I normally play Skyrim is I'll slightly increase the difficulty for. I'll have it on the easiest mode for a little bit until I get like stronger, and then I'll raise it up a little, and then I'll turn it to the next. Then I'll get stronger, and then I'll raise the difficulty further. So,
See, where that happens, I could deal with that. But when it's like hardest difficulty right out the gate, and pretty much everything just one-shots me, I'm pretty pissed.
Hang on a second. I have a question. I went on the wiki and I spoiled something for myself, and I'm very confused now.
Yes.
The name of Shiro Gorath can be passed on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can explain that.
Please
yes.
do.
So
Yeah, I can
in
kind of as well.
do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
The thing is, Shiro Gorath, I believe, was originally a very smart guy. And then I believe it was because, I forgot the actual reason, but someone had him interact with something and it drove him insane. Which is why he is now... That's right, no, he was the, I think it was... the God of Law? Or
He
Daedric
was the
Law, something like
Daedric
that.
Prince of Order,
Daedric
Jigalag.
Prince of Order and Law, yeah.
But then, like the bad kind of
Jigalag.
order, not the good
Jigalag.
kind, the bad kind of order.
Yeah.
So in the Shivering Isles DLC of Oblivion, you arrive at the time of in the year that Shiro Gorath is gonna turn back into Jigalag for like a day or so and wreak havoc in the Shivering Isles. So the DLC ends with you killing Jigalag, therefore killing Shiro Gorath. So the main protagonist of Oblivion becomes Shiro Gorath. This is proven by the fact that before your fight with Jigalag, you can't sit. You're unable to sit in the throne of Shiro Gorath. But after that fight, you are able to do so.
Another thing.
Okay.
Shiro Gorath is one of those names where it's like, if you clap his cheeks, you get the name.
So, quick question. Isn't Shiro Gorath supposed to be a god?
Daedric Prince, actually.
He's a Daedric Prince.
There's a slight difference.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
No.
I just saw that there's an Oblivion mobile for it.
What?
Wait a second, what?
Yeah, no, it was published by 2K Games. It was released in 2006. There was a mobile port for Oblivion.
Are you kidding me?
I'll link the link to it in the podcast chat.
That sounds amazing.
There's almost no info on the wiki, but it existed apparently.
At some point before this ends, we need to get into the Dragon Break to break their brains.
Sure, do it now.
Break
Yes,
brain?
the Dragon Break.
Do you want me to get into the battle of the Red Mountain, since technically that caused one?
I was
Sure,
gonna
go for it.
say. I was gonna say, why don't you talk about that first, and then how it led up to that?
So, the War of the Red Council was the first council was a battle in during the first era during Elder Scrolls lore that uh, that where Dwemer fought against Chimeras, like I said earlier, because the Chimeras thought it was blasphemous that the Dwemer were creating the new medium, powered by the heart of a god.
Okay.
So during that war, the Dwemer obviously lost at the Battle of the Red Mountain, but like since they were losing, the Dwemer decided to activate the new medium by using the three tools made to manipulate the heart, being Raid Guard, a glove made to manipulate the powerful tools, Keening, a dagger, and Sunder, which was a hammer. And by using those on the heart, every single Dwemer disappeared except one that was in the plane of Oblivion when they they all disappeared. That you can actually meet in Oblivion.
Okay.
He's the last living Dwemer, and
What?
he's in Oblivion. You can meet the last living Dwemer
Hmm. What? So why did they all disappear? Because of the medium?
because of the heart. It is believed by that there is a concept in the Skyrim universe called zero sum,
Oh.
and the concept of zero summing is linked to the concept of mentaling. Mentaling is basically becoming a god like Talos did. When attempting
Oh.
to mental a divine being, either you become a god or you zero sum. If you're zero summed, you basically erased.
Mmm.
It is believed that either they succeeded and they became gods in their own plane at somewhere out there, or they zero summed. It's one of
And just ceased to exist. So they all
yeah.
connected to the god, and because they had all met the requirements for either zero summing or becoming a deity, they all disappeared. Okay, that makes sense.
It is also believed that they became the skin of the new medium. They were embedded in the metal skin of the new medium,
Yeah.
because the medium was reactivated later on in history, but
Huh.
didn't erase all of humanity when Talos used it to conquer the Shivering Isles and the Somerset Isles.
Oh. Makes sense.
So when they activated the Red Mountain, the new medium during the Battle of the Red Mountain, hey Kira, they the fuck, my
The
brain just died.
Dude,
The
my brain's
medium
been dead for
caused
like
the
the past 5 minutes.
the new medium caused the dragon break.
Bro, I'm loving this mind fuck right here.
yes.
Shit is awesome.
So, you guys, so you ready for an even bigger mind fuck, Yami?
What's up?
So
Oh.
the dragon break is essentially one linear timeline splitting to create multiple timelines, and then reconnecting into one linear timeline where all of the things that happened during the dragon break are both true and not true.
The fuck?
So
It's the
let me
basic-
explain this
It's
to
the
me,
basic
Yami.
gist of it.
Let's say that you're you before the dragon break. Then the dragon break happens, and then there's a timeline where you're forging a sword, and a timeline where you're forging a child, and you're saving a child. At the end of the dragon break, you're saving the child while wielding the sword that you forged.
The fuck? That's
Yes.
ridiculous.
It's basically like a dragon
That's
break
the
is
basic
just
gist of it.
because during a dragon break, time goes back to how it was during the Dawn era, chaotic and non-linear.
Oh. That makes sense.
And then
So-
when it reconnects, like I said earlier, all things that are true, all things that happened during the dragon break are both true and untrue.
So, in other words, despite the fact that the you after the Dragon Break might have memory of doing certain things, those things will still remain in the universe as done things. Sort of.
It's actually why.
So, say for instance, a Dragon Break happened. Raven did something. He remembers. Monkey remembers it a different way. I remember it a different way, and then you remember it yet another different way. Then when the Dragon Break all comes back, and the timeline reconnects into one linear timeline again, all four different things Raven did are all true and both untrue.
I'm a god!
Because we all four of us remember it a different way.
So hang on a second, what causes a dragon break again?
Different, there can be different causes. The medium being activated is one. It is believed that the smallest dragon break was the first Greybeard sending Alduin forward in time.
What?
Moving forward in time.
Yep.
Yeah,
you finish
it's believed that caused a Dragon Break.
Did I just spoil Skyrim for Yami?
What?
Did I just spoil you?
No.
No.
Okay,
I
good.
know the Graveyards are fucking broken.
But you know that they sent Alduin forward in time?
Well, yes, actually, yes, I did know that.
Good, then
Now
I
I know what
didn't
you're
spoil
talking
you.
about. Yes, they
That's
did
where the
send
time
Elduin.
moon comes from that you can see at the throat of the world.
You said Elduin. It's
Alduin.
Alduin. Yes, I can.
Alduin. Dude, the only
You
thing
can
of
also...
the throat of the
that-
world has the notched pickaxe. That's all I know.
Yes.
I know now. Yeah, they sent him forward in time by shouting.
By using a
I'm
combination of
learning-
an Elder Scroll and the tomb.
Yes, by using that.
By using Tomb to Boom.
Time to here
Is
in
theorized
Skyrim.
that
They
caused
sent
a
him to
Dragon
Skyrim.
Break.
You can also
As
call the
Monkey
Dragon
said,
Break.
another time it was rumored a Dragon Break happened was when they activated the Ninium. Then a third time, and another one happened, is when mages of a certain thing used a certain artifact to split Oriel and Akatosh from one.
Yes, using the Staff of Towers.
I couldn't remember what it said in the video. Thank you, Monkey.
That's
So
cool.
that's why
That was said to cause another Dragon Break.
that's why there's different
Basically, a Dragon Break is when time breaks.
and we call it a Dragon Break because
That's
Akatosh
what
is the dragon
causes
god
a
of time.
breaks.
Mhm.
Yes.
So since
Okay.
Akatosh is the dragon god
So
of time,
essentially,
you're
when you
breaking
say Dragon Break,
god.
you're
So
saying
Dragon
time
Break.
break. Akatosh. Yeah.
So is your brain on fire, Yami?
Yes, absolutely.
Good, we're gonna incinerate it by the end of this.
Christ.
Oh, we're not done yet?
No, we're not.
You think we're very close to covering? we've covered like a 30th of the Elder Scrolls lore.
What else did you guys want to talk about? 30%? No, I say we covered less than that.
A 30th.
A 30th%.
30th, yeah, that would, I can see that.
Something like that.
Alright, so let's talk about the best thing in Skyrim.
Wow. Oh, can we talk about Olaf One-Eye capturing a dragon in Dragon Reach?
That is an awesome thing that I never even knew happened
So
until they mentioned it. And it was just like, that's why it's called Dragon Reach. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
what the
Numenex.
fuck?
That dragon went mad in that castle, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I never explained why the cameras turned into the numbers.
The cameras turn into numbers?
The chimers turned into the Dunmers.
Oh.
Of the
Sure, go ahead, man. I don't know.
So when the Dwemer were beaten, instead of destroying the heart, three Chimers decided to use the heart to become living gods. They were Almalexia, Vivek, and Sodasil. When they became living god, they became the tribunal that were revered as gods by the Dunmers for thousands of years. Azura, that was pissed about that, cursed the Chimers, and gave them red eyes and ash-like skin.
Hmm.
They then became the Dark Elves.
Ah.
And when you look at the three of them, Almalexia is the only, until her death, was the last living Chimers. Vivek was a split between a Chimer and was half Chimer on one side, on his left side, and Dunmer on his right side, and Sodasil was full Dunmer.
Huh. Interesting. This is like a transformer thing.
So it's basically like the Drow.
Hmm.
Elder Scrolls stole from D&D.
Amazing. Someone sue them. Oh wait, no one will ever do that.
D&D does not have good lawyers.
Well, yes, that too. So essentially, D&D stole everything from everyone. These are the
No, other way around. Skyrim stole from D&D.
No, I was saying this is their lawyers talking. So basically,
Oh, yeah.
D&D stole everything from everyone, and D&D should pay lots of money. That's probably gonna be the equivalent of what happens in that nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you know about the Lore of the Dragon cult, Yami?
The Dragon Cult?
Yes.
Is that the one where the Dragon Priest came from?
Yes.
Yeah, they worship the dragons as
Yeah,
gods,
but do
and...
you know why the Dragon Priests were created?
No, actually.
Because the dragons wanted to be revered, but they did not give a shit about politics.
Obviously. They wanted
So-
to... If the dragons had their way, they would have burned down the government building. And
Dragon
just built
priests were the rulers that were assigned to directing the humans, and they were not all bad. Velok the
Yeah.
Jailer was the dragon priest that defeated Mirak,
Ah!
but before he was killed, Empress Mora locked him into Apocrypha to become his champion.
Oh, that's how he got there. Yeah, because wasn't Mirak like a priest that was, typically speaking, I don't know what happened.
Mirak was a priest that didn't discover he was a dragonborn, the first dragonborn.
Oh, that's right. And then he wanted to kill dragons and be above
Yes.
them.
And then he was
And-
killed.
Yeah, and then
Pretty
there were
much.
tyrannic rulers like Ragot, who was like, "Hey, we're about to be killed. I'm gonna make you all drink poison, and I'm gonna conceal my blood into jars, so that later I can come back as a lich."
Yeah, that's a great question. Are there liches?
Yes, Manamako, the
Liches
King of
definitely
Worms, is a good example.
Hell yeah. Also, you want to
He
talk
was-
about how Argonians were created? Because that's interesting.
Huh.
Oh, there
This
went
is very
Karma.
interesting. Unfortunate. I was curious about the lizard people. That did throw me off when I first started playing Skyrim. I'm like, who Omega Law? Or rather, what Omega Law?
Yeah, they were created by the
so-
Hist, right?
Let me just tell you something that's like super disorienting for me. This is just a quick thing, but it's so disorienting for there to suddenly be an ad because it's like we go from like the still images that are just sitting there chilling, relaxing, and then suddenly things move, and I'm like, what the what's happening?
Yeah.
Too much stimulation, and it's like my eyes can't take it. I'm like, what? So that's a quick thing.
Hey, when we have a lot of people chatting, there's more movement on screen.
Movimento.
Also, you higher up. Hello, Raph. So yeah, Monkey the Mist or whatever was created by a god.
The Hist are sentient trees in the Elder Scrolls universe, and they are revered by the Argonians. Actually, like the Hists are like so powerful, and that gave the Argonians so much power that during the Oblivion Crisis, um, Baron's Dagon had to close his gates to in the Black Marsh because the Argonians were driving back his Daedric forces in Oblivion and taking over parts of his realm.
Hell yeah, you're goddamn right they were. Let's go Argonians.
They were too powerful for the Daedrus to defeat.
I like
They
how in
were-
Elder Scrolls lore they're high on tree sap, and then the Khajiit are high on whatever the fuck catnip is, basically.
Moon
Skooma.
sugar. Yeah.
The skooma.
Yes, whatever skooma is, they're high on. Yeah, one
what
of them is
Prime
actually
uses.
extremely powerful, the other one's just a fucking addict.
Actually, you can see a history in Skyrim in the form of the sleeping tree.
I believe I've seen it, yeah, it's actually really cool. It gives you a special sap.
And in the lore, it's believed that it's a special history. Raven, do you remember the Clavicus Vile mission of Oblivion where you give him the sword Umbra?
Maybe, yes.
Barbas the dog tells you don't give the sword to Clavicus Vile, but you do it anyway.
Yes.
What?
It is believed that
Why?
that sword, because you're a dumbass player.
Like, fuck.
And it is believed that that sword is sentient, by the way, and it takes over its host, and the host becomes like, my name is Umbra, and everything.
Oh my god,
And, like,
Azuki, no.
the sword decided, the sword took a part of Vile's power and created its own body,
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
and then took a part of Clavicus Vile's realm of Oblivion and created like a flying city
Hell
that
yeah.
flew over Tamriel.
Dude, I want to go to that city. That sounds like the Cloud District.
Dope.
And then there were history, I believe, on that city. Well, that's from a book that's not canonic, by the way, so it's not 100% accurate.
Oh.
That's a great question.
But it's
What
written
the hell
from
is
someone
it,
who
though?
used to be a writer for Bethesda.
Mm.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
It's not officially lore, but it can be close to the truth since it was written by someone who was a writer for the lore until Morrowind. Or until Oblivion, whatever.
Did you know
then-
that there's a theory that Barbas is the first NPC you meet in Morrowind?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why?
I forget why, but
Hmm.
he, I think it's Oblivion or Skyrim, he talks about how he used to, like, act like that person. And he mentions Morrowind specifically.
No, because you can meet said person in the Soul Cairn.
I don't remember.
You can meet the said
Man, it was a
person-
Fudge Mug video. Go watch their videos.
I do. Okay.
Where was I?
Great question.
You said that the book wasn't considered canon.
Oh, yeah,
And
but,
that
like-
the sword made a city that flew above Tamriel.
And then
Sounds
there were
awful.
histories on on this city, but corrupted is by Umbra. And then
Huh?
a spore supposedly fell down and landed, and then that tree grew.
Huh.
Hmm. That tree grew into an ultimate tree.
Like, some of the most interesting things in Skyrim doesn't actually involve the player.
It's that exactly, right? It's almost as though the entire world was built and then the players just kind of shoehorned in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that really is how it's like. It's really, you're set here to explore the world of Tamriel, but by no means your actions do impact it, but only
Yes.
the curse of Tamriel.
Yeah, only until the next game, and then it doesn't matter again.
Pretty much.
Well, no, because you can still like feel some of the effects of previous games in the game. Like
Yeah,
the
but let's say I go on a
unpredictability.
killing spree and kill 1,000 guards. They don't talk about it in the next game like, oh my god, did you guys hear about the time the hero of Tamriel killed 1,000 guards in one day?
Like 4,000 guards. That was
Yeah.
a funny thing I actually did. I like dethroned all of the things, not with the Stormcloaks. Actually, I just killed them. Some of them are not essential characters, so I killed all the ones that could be killed, and just like
You just
the other
walked
one
up like, yo, I'm the Thane now, bitch.
I'm just like, hi, I'm the Thane now, and you don't need to exist anymore, so bye. And then I just like cut their neck off. My favorite one was like, I believe it was the Widow, and this was so mean too, because like I just walked up, talked to her, said I was gonna do the thing for her husband. So I was like doing the quest. I was like, that was around the time I got the idea to kill all the Earls for no reason, just to see if I could do it. And like she hands me her husband's necklace or whatever, and then like I like sneak and go for the kill, and like my character just lops her head off, and I'm like, oh no.
Hell yeah. Poggers.
So that's how that happened.
Yeah.
That was wonderful decapitation.
So, we have about 30 minutes left if you guys want to talk about more Skyrim, or we can wrap it up. It's up to you guys.
Did you know the court mage in Solitude?
Solitude. Which
court
is that city again?
Yep.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Are you talking
He's a
about the
vampire.
one... Oh, okay.
The one for
Yeah,
the
really
one
to
for like
spoil
the
that.
headquarters, like the headquarters of the Imperial Legion, basically, and like the
Yeah,
closest place. That's, like,
court mage is a vampire. You can only find out if you use a detect life spell, because she doesn't appear with a detect life spell.
Isn't she also, like, a part of a quest line where, like, dead bodies go missing?
No, she's a part of the. I think a part of the Wolf Queen Potema
I don't know what that is.
oh,
quest line.
I feel like I heard that name before.
Yep.
Yeah, she was an empress of the empire, and she was also a powerful necromancer.
Hell yeah. Necromancy is banned, though.
Yes,
Yeah, necromancy is bad.
she was
really
really
not.
evil.
It's just frowned upon.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it
know.
depends. It's banned in in Cyrodiil. It's frowned upon in Skyrim.
Yeah, because no one really gives a fuck in Skyrim. They're just like, man, that's kind of bad, but we don't give a fuck, so keep doing it. However, do it away from me. It's literally the way Skyrim works is they literally just like, as long as it's not near me or on me, I don't care what you do with your magic.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much how it works. I like Skyrim for that, because literally, like, the whole cliche of it is like, it's always like, oh man, necromancy is so bad. The people in Skyrim literally don't give a fuck. Yeah, raise all the thralls you want, just as long as it's not in my house. And I'm like, you know what? I respect that.
Well, as long as the College of Winterhold doesn't outlaw that type of magic.
Yeah, but the College of Winterhold isn't, like, the rulers of the world either, though.
No,
Yeah, but, like,
they're usually like the standard of magic, basically.
They are the standard for magic in Skyrim, so.
Pretty much. They're not the end all be all of magic, but they have a big say as to what can and can't go on with magic.
Alright, Monkey. How many Elder Scrolls are there? I'm sorry, what are they called? Are they called Elder Scrolls? What are they called again?
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls. Yeah, yeah. There's...
Canonically, there's a
think-
lot.
I think there's 3 in Skyrim, 1 in Oblivion.
Actually, don't Elder Scrolls get created whenever like the Dragon Break happens?
No, another scroll is basically like a godly artifact, an Daedric artifact. Daedric are the good gods, by the way.
Yeah,
Daedra are the bad gods, Aedra are the good gods.
Yes,
so to speak. Yes.
basically.
Why are there no
So
Aedra artifacts then?
they are. It's the there's a paintbrush. There's
There
every
are
single piece
Aedra
of the armor of the
artifacts.
Holy Crusader.
Yeah. Actually, that does exist.
Then there are the Elder Scrolls, and there's the Hammer of Stendarr, the Lord's Mail.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? There actually are!
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, is this through all the
more-
games? Oh yeah, this is through all the games though, okay. I was gonna say, there's none in Skyrim, are there? And it looks like they're like kind of, I don't know, there's the Staff
No,
of
there's-
Magnus,
You just list
the Eye of
Muffle.
Magnus, and then the Heart of
No.
Lothran. I'm sorry, what?
No, I was
And
saying
there's
Monkey
Ariel's
just does
shield.
like right in Skyrim. Yes.
The
Oh my
Amulet of Kings
Ariel's
is one.
shield.
yeah, it's made
That's-
from the
yeah,
blood of
that's-
Akatosh
Yes.
Ariel's Shield.
and Oriel's bow.
That's and Ariel's bow. Yes. Those are both
Ariel's-
very good.
Yep.
Isn't that what you use to, never mind, I don't want to spoil Yami.
In the I know it's in the
No,
Dawn
yeah,
Chapter, I know
that,
that much.
yes, that's the one you use for that.
Okay,
I'm not sure what
Yes, that's
happens
one you
with it.
use
I
for
know
that,
it
Raven.
exists.
okay.
Pretty. Yeah.
It's actually quite useful for either side of what you choose.
Yeah, I know about
So,
that.
like, say for instance, Yami, if you want to be a vampire, it's useful for vampire. If you choose not to be a vampire,
Yeah, his
Oh, you're
mic is
bugging.
really cutting out.
So essentially, it's you can use it if you choose to be a vampire or not a vampire.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey Yami, have you played the Dark Brotherhood quest line?
that means
Yes, I have. It was very disappointing. And by disappointing, I
You-
mean it was awesome, and
Have
then
you-
it was disappointing.
Have you checked when you went on the boat?
Yes.
The Ketra.
I
Have you been to the very end of like the nose of the boat when there's just a fucking pole that goes in the front where the statue would be under?
Have you
know
got the
what I'm talking
artifacts? What he's asking.
where the wind shear is.
about? Oh, so you
the
got wind
one
shear.
that-
Yeah, that's what I want to know. If you got
yes,
wind
that
shear.
one. I did get the wind shear. Yes.
Do you know that that's what is broken if you use it correctly?
Really?
Because when you block someone with it, when you block you can hit people, right?
Wait, what?
If you block with a one-handed sword, you can hit people while blocking.
Oh yeah, you can. That's right.
But wind shear has the effect of unbalancing people, so you can unbalance people indefinitely with it, unless they fixed it.
They fixed it, I believe.
They fixed it.
They fixed it?
It used to be an infinite. I think they fixed it.
I don't know if they
that's-
did, but you used to be
wonderful.
able to just hit the an NPC on the indefinitely, and he couldn't stand up.
He just couldn't stand up. He's just always on the ground. Oh, that sounds amazing.
As long as there can be knocked down.
Yeah. As long as they're able to be knocked down.
Hail Sithis.
I like the fact that like
Um, Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, I was just saying,
Cicero.
El Cicero.
Cicero.
Cicero
I like the fact that they
takes care of his oily body. Christ. Cicero's a weirdo.
Shadowmere is also awesome.
Did you kill Cicero?
Did I kill Cicero?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a
Oh,
follower if you
idiot.
don't kill him.
He's pretty awesome, honestly.
He
I didn't
is.
want to kill him.
You shouldn't.
I
You
didn't-
shouldn't have. You
I
can have
didn't
him as
want to
follower.
kill him, honestly. And if I'm being honest, the thing is, I killed him because I was siding with the Dark Brotherhood at the time, not knowing they were going to completely make it. He probably would have been the best
If you
assassination ever. All for naught because
you sided with the Dark Brotherhood, you should have kept with Cicero, because Cicero is in the game Skyrim is the only member who still follows the true Dark Brotherhood ways. Astrid broke all 5 tenets in the quest line.
seriously,
Yeah.
Yep.
sounds about right. Actually, she did. Yes, that's true. She literally does not. She breaks every single one of those. Actually.
Wait a minute. Have you guys played Elder Scrolls Online? I don't remember.
No, I haven't. I don't know if Monkey has.
I have started it. I have not finished it.
Did you know there's classes?
Which class?
There's Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, Nightblade, Templar, Warden, and Necromancer.
Oh shit, that sounds interesting as fuck.
Yeah, it sounds like shit actually, though. Because,
It does actually, because
like,
let me
the-
see, I have all the...
yeah, the whole point of Skyrim is being able to do everything, or not
Pretty
Skyrim,
much.
but Elder Scrolls. You're able to do everything.
Pretty much. So labeling it to one class seems pretty stupid.
Yeah.
But, like the 5 tenets are never dishonor the Night Mother, Esther dishonored the Night Mother, never betrayed the Dark Brotherhood or its secret. He went to an Imperial officer and told about the secret of the
Yes.
Dark Brotherhood. Never
Pretty
disobeyed or
much.
refused to carry out an order from a Dark Brotherhood superior. She refused something from the Night Mother. Never steal the possession of a Dark Brotherhood, Dark Brother, or Dark Sister. She had a steal Cicero's journal. Never kill a Dark Brother or Dark Sister.
And she literally wanted Cicero killed. Yes, she broke all 5 of them. And actually, her actions got half of the entire Brotherhood killed. So, in retrospect, she really did break that one. Which is wondrous. Karma, I can't hear you.
Yeah, Karma's
This is,
like,
being really weird tonight.
No, I hear you. Nice. You're quiet, but I hear you.
thaumaturgy.
Going on and off.
Buoyancy, my favorite spell.
Buoyancy.
On and off all the time. tonight.
Oh, that reminds me. That takes me back. What artifact? What is that one artifact that the boots of what the hell was it called again? They let you walk on water. What's the story behind those?
Oh, the boots of Azidal.
What's the
Yeah.
Azidal was a dragon priest.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I love how that's like. I love how we've gotten to the point where it's like that's enough to justify certain.
And he was also
That's-
like, he used to be like well, he was like one of the first human to be taught magic by the elves, and he was like insanely talented and went on a rampage after the Knights of Fears.
That sounds awesome. He probably killed a lot of people, anyways.
He did. He murdered several elves,
Sucks to be those elves.
and he
rather,
became a dragon
he does-
priest.
Did he kill a dragon priest?
No, he became a dragon priest
Oh, after that?
afterwards because he wanted more power.
Hmm. Why do the ones with talent always become the crazy ones? Such a waste.
Waste of talent, eh?
A big waste of talent. Because then the people without talent have to clean up the people with talent's mess. You ever notice that? They're literally like someone's so talented, and they go off and become an absolute crazed maniac and start making things difficult for the people who don't have talent. Then someone without talent at all has to rise up and clean up their mess.
Yes.
I'm not saying you defeat.
Yes.
I'm not saying that you defeat him, but that's pretty much the way of the world at that point in Skyrim. Unfortunately, and it's like that in most things. Because they start out with great talent, they have. Yeah, it's just so weird. They have great talent, great power, so much to do, so much they can do, and they completely screw up everything.
Got my
It's
eyes
just-
hurting.
It's just so bad. Also, yes, your eye is hurting.
Okay.
fact for Monkey? I don't know if you knew this or not, Monkey.
Hmm.
If you decide, you can actually get all the shouts unlocked before you defeat your first dragon. But when you go to the dragon walls, there's not dragons there. Actually, the Wisp Mothers.
Really?
Yes, actually. I ran into those. I didn't know what the fuck they were.
I
thought
couldn't
they were
understand
good.
karma.
He basically, I believe he said, if you go to a certain place, I couldn't make out what he said specifically, but essentially
Dragon
instead of
walls.
dragons being in a certain location,
Werewolves.
yes, werewolves.
Hmm.
Instead of werewolves being in a certain location, it's wisp mothers, which
Hmm.
are ethereal beings that are bluish green and they shoot wisps at you, which constantly come after you. And
I
try to
believe
eat
I
you.
have seen the Wisp Mothers, yes.
They're pretty ghostly.
They're
look
in
like-
Elder
they have
Scrolls
the appearance-
Blades.
They have the appearance of gorgeous ladies, but like ghostly and don't have legs.
Ah,
And
yes,
follow
the
you, try to kill you.
the Wretched Abyss.
Pretty much. They pretty much just say, yo, f you. And then start throwing the children at you. And I'm like, what if you didn't? So quick talk, what's the true aesthetic behind Skyrim lore? Like what is it like supposed to be? I get where it's like supposed to be like that sort of like I get what kind of timeline they're mimicking from like the real life standpoint, but what do you think that timeline? What do you think like why do you think that with all of the advances they've made with like magic and building and stuff like that, they haven't moved on to like a higher plane of not technology, but technology?
Oh, can you repeat that?
Does it just not fit the lore standpoint, or is it just because like there's certain restrictions as to what they can and can't do when it comes to magic and creation and all that stuff? Because I feel like if they know that lightning hurts people, they could have had like electricity and all kinds of things running by now. And with fire, with the ability to make fire come out of their hands, malleable metals could be forged at ease.
Well, the Dwemer basically are that.
Yeah, but they're not. They don't exist. So is it just like no one went down there, studied what they did, and then took it back up to the surface?
I mean, there are literally people doing that in Skyrim.
Yeah, but most of the people who do that are so enthralled with it that they never really take it back. They just spend forever learning it and then get lost in the catacombs and then
Yeah.
never return.
You're not
That's
wrong.
That's pretty much all they do. They're like, I want to bring this back up to the surface. They never do it. They get invested in their studies, and eventually their studies take them to a Dwemer settlement. And since most of the Dwemer artifacts are still working, or rather some of their creations are still working, they usually end up, all that knowledge usually ends up wasted and on the bad end of a Dwemer like slicer or one of those spider things.
Mhm.
Do you actually know why they're still working?
Steam powered, I believe.
No, it's because there are three like art, reality bending arts in the Elder Scrolls universe. The tomb, which is why you can't be burnt when you use a fire shout.
Hmm.
The sword singing of the Yakudans,
Mm-hmm.
which allowed Yakudan warriors to sing a sword out of thin air
Oh.
without any connection to an actual item. And then the tonal architecture of the Dwellers, which is why their cities haven't caved in and why their robots are still working because of tonal architecture and where there's so much connections with sounds in the Dwemer ruins.
That makes sense. That's pretty cool. It's unfortunate that no one has ever learned or brought back any of that stuff when it comes to making Skyrim a better place. Because honestly, some of the stuff they use there is just freaking primitive.
Yeah. Well, some people try to study like Caselmo and Markart.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They're like-
Markarth, to an extent, is built in a Dwarven ruin.
It is a Dwemer ruin.
It is a Dwarven, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's literally a ruin. and they just moved in and made it a city.
Yeah.
But it's like, even then, they're still living like primitive apes inside of the high-tech buildings, which is confusing.
Yeah, I can't say why they haven't advanced and used. I'm gonna say like just RPG logic.
Yeah, I'm assuming it would just break. I'm assuming like any sort of advancement would just put it in like a completely different realm of game, to the point where it would make sense that it would just basically be a Fallout. It would
Yeah,
basically just be. It would basically
because
just be
they have
Fallout.
Fallout, so they can't make it too advanced.
Exactly. So it just goes. It not only does it go against the narrative, but it also just doesn't make it doesn't make sense when you already have a game that basically is Skyrim but in the future.
Actually, you can find Nirnroot in Fallout 4, but it's not called Nirnroot.
It's not Nirnroot?
It's not called Nirnroot. It's like called miscellaneous plant, but it's Nirnroot and it emits the sound of Nirnroot, I think.
I was about to say annoying Nirnroot sound. That sounds awesome. I hate it.
What?
Yeah, shut
What about the Crimson Nirnroot quest?
up!
Do you know what the reward for that is?
No what?
When you forge dwarven armor, it's as strong as ebony armor.
Huh. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately,
Does
it's
it-
heavy armor, which means I'm gonna toss it into the abyss.
You don't use heavy armor?
I fucking hate heavy armor.
What are you, like a stealth archer?
I'm more so like a stealth archer slash stealth swordsman slash magic swordsman slash I just throw things at the enemy till they die type of player.
You're allowed to play Skyrim however you want as long as you're a stealth archer.
I've
Pretty
never done a
much.
full playthrough of a stealth archer.
Yeah, neither have I. It always starts off as something else until you realize stealth archer is just the best way to go.
I don't really stealth archer. To be honest, I really just like kind of just stealth in general. And then I just kind of kill people without them noticing I'm there, and then they just kind of go, ah, I guess I'm dead. And then I move on.
I
Which is
enjoy
usually
the build of
archery.
an illusionist.
The thing is, they
It's
just
not
made
even-
archery so broken.
They really did. Because if you can hit your enemy in the head, they're pretty much gone.
I enjoy
At least
being
when
like
it comes
a
to
playstyle
honestly,
wise.
as long as
Wait, don't
What?
continue. I was about to talk about my favorite playstyle.
Oh, all I was gonna say is just like pretty much with archery, as long as you have a strong enough bow and a strong enough arrow, and a strong enough archery skill, you pretty much can one-shot most things from like 5 miles away, as long as you can aim.
Yes, my favorite playstyle would be like
I can aim.
an assassin doubled with an illusionist,
I love those.
because you will like something like Maroon's Razor that you can boost with a blacksmithing skill in one hand and your invisibility spell in the other. You just kill people and turn them invisible over and over, and just
Pretty much.
if you've done the Dark Brotherhood questline, you can do like 30 times the damage.
Yeah. Goodness. I'd say honestly, the overall interesting things about the lore is that there are so many plot holes in the lore that can be exploited when it comes to storytelling through Skyrim.
Surprisingly, in the Skyrim lore, there are plot holes, but they are not that like
They're not super wide plot holes that don't make any sense. They're plot holes that are left there simply because certain tomes of knowledge have either been lost, which is to be expected because half of these stories are like thousands of years old, or they are either just unknown things, like how no one knows where the cowl came from.
yeah, it's probably like out there somewhere on some like
What the hell is that?
obscure
What the hell is that mask?
website.
That's
Sorry, but what?
Maroon's Dagon.
That sounds about right. I heard that before.
Which one? What? Oh, the razor.
No, I showed Maroon's Dagon from Oblivion on the stream. It was just a funny screenshot I found on the wiki.
It looks stupid.
I'll show it again.
Look at how ugly it is. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he's not pretty. He looks like like he doesn't have skin. He's just flesh.
Wasn't made to be
Pretty
pretty.
much.
He was made to be a demonic warlord.
Well, he's the Daedric of destruction and change.
Pretty much. He really does look ugly. That's funny.
Like I said, demonic warlord.
It just goes to show you how weird Oblivion's style of animation is, too. Which is a cool thing. Huh. To be honest, it really hasn't changed much. It's changed a little bit when it comes to Skyrim, but not much.
Apparently,
And I say that, like-
Dagon is a Hebrew thing.
Huh. I figured. Some of the stuff I really did just feel like most of it. I'm glad we did this because most of this just like confirms a lot of things that I've had suspicions on.
Like what?
Like, basically, like in the beginning, I believe you said like Tiber Septum and Talos being the thing. I figured that was the case, but I didn't know for sure. And because I'm very lazy when it comes to like, well, not really lazy, but more so like, yeah. I'm kind of like I really don't go into rabbit holes when it comes to lore of certain points and certain like games like Skyrim, just because there's so much of it that I know I'm gonna like get sucked in. And I literally refrain from going into Skyrim lore just because I love lore. Like I love finding out why certain things cause other things and why certain people are in certain places at this time at X amount of time, and then it ends up causing lots of stuff.
Are you guys familiar with the N gauge?
The what?
No.
The N gauge.
No.
Alright. Basically, you know what a cell phone is, and you know what a Game Boy is. This was one of the first attempts to combine the two. And apparently there was official Elder Scrolls games for the N gauge. I'm showing gameplay on screen right now.
The heck is an N gauge?
I just said, it's like a Game Boy mixed with a cell phone, but it's really shitty.
It sounds absolutely garbage.
Hey,
If
that's
I'm remembering
Dagger
correctly.
Falls.
This is Shadow Key.
Oh, that's Shadow Key?
It's called Shadow Key.
Yeah, it's Elder Scrolls Shadow Key. Yeah, I know what it is.
It was one of the worst Elder Scrolls games.
There's also
It was one of the worst Elder Scrolls games made.
No, not really.
Stormhold, Dawnstar, Shadow Key, Oblivion Mobile, and Oblivion PSP. Basically, all of the Travels series were all for... Yeah, it says right here. These things you've never fucking heard of.
Wow, that sounds absolutely.
Except the
I've
Nokia.
I heard of
Terrible.
Shadow Key and Battlespire.
I've never heard of either of those.
Yeah,
Pretty freaking interesting, dude.
Elder Scrolls
Travel
Redguard.
series are some of the worst installments.
Oh,
of the
there's a
Elder Scrolls.
Redguard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
no,
it's
Redguard.
World
I
of
know
Travels.
about Redguard.
Huh? How did that brings up a question? Where did Redguards come from?
They come from Yakuda.
Yakuda?
Yakuda is a continent that sank because it is believed because of earth magic.
Huh. So super powerful earth magic make.
Yo,
And then the Yakudans became the Red Guards. What?
one thing I wish they bring back in Elder Scrolls 6 is the ability to create custom spells.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh goodness.
What
I
The
a-
know
custom
what I'm
spells
saying.
is so fun.
Yes. I fucking loved making new spells.
Also, just in general, the spell system from Oblivion and Morrowind were a lot better than Skyrim's.
Sounds about right.
Because they took, like, I think, like, how many trees were there? Like, fucking 12, and they put them down to only, like, 5 or something?
Well, it's still like, if you think about it, like, some stuff changes over time, even in the real world.
Well, yeah, but, like, for example, there's no, like, what is it called? Like, there's no way to, like, break your fall anymore with a spell.
No,
where
if
like
you fall-
there's no like feather fall or whatever it's called, or
Nope.
feather. In Skyrim, you just fall from a height, you're fucking dead.
pretty much.
So I don't see how that's a
if you
good
used to
change.
become ethereal.
It really isn't. Especially not with the types of places you have to traverse to go places.
Yeah.
Like, just take High Hrothgar for instance. Like, anytime you want to go from High Hrothgar, and you just want to like climb down the mountain, it's very, very stupid the way you have to like really be on your toes and not fall, because you can just like run down High Hrothgar. You will die in an instant because there will be these random like uneven parts of the terrain
Okay.
that just suddenly like go super low, and it's also very appalling from how low you can die. just
There
from falling.
is actually one way to stop yourself from dying to fall damage, and that's a shout that makes you in whatever it's
Become
called.
ethereal.
Yeah.
Become ethereal. Become ethereal. I mentioned it. And
Yeah,
you
it's
can
the-
also use something to paralyze yourself. That'll also stop fall damage.
That's more of like a gameplay thing, though. But I'm talking about like
Yeah.
if Elder Scrolls was a real world, you're not gonna survive fall damage by being paralyzed.
Pretty much.
And like the fact that the only people who can survive falling from a height in Skyrim, instead of magic users, is only basically the Dragonborn and other people who know how to use shouts is a little ridiculous.
Pretty much. And you have to know the shout.
Yeah, that too.
Despite... So if you don't know the shout, you're fucked. Which means you're fucked for a majority of the game until you find that shout. Not even the majority of the game. You're fucked for the majority of life.
Yeah.
If we're talking real life. You're just screwed at that point. Unless you find something that's either similar or works the same, which nothing does. So...
Alright,
I'm sure
well...
Dragonborn is become
This
ethereal.
has been the NightThemedRave podcast. We are past 2 hours, which means we're going to be ending. If any of you have anything you want to say before we end.
This was awesome. I had fun.
I
It's a very
don't.
nice, interesting talk.
Yep, remember to use NightThemedRave, NTR Raid.
Apologize for how
Oh god,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
so many people to
apologize for how
raid.
my audio was tonight.
It's always
Hey,
like
Yami.
that, dude.
Yami, who do you want to raid?
Who do you want to raid? Let's see.
Yeah, you're a guest, Yami. What you got?
Who is on? We have Mac Attack, Yukohaku, the man. Booze is on, and so is Chachi. You guys know Renlay?
Who?
You probably don't. Renlay.
I don't think so.
Lemonade?
It's whoever you want to do, though.
Whoever I want to do?
Yeah, whoever.
In that case, let me see what Yukohaku's doing, because I think that would be a perfect person to raid, depending on what they're doing. Oh, they're doing Ace Attorney. They're doing Ace Attorney. Oh.
That has nothing to do with the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I did perfect. There aren't many Elder. I don't know anybody really doing anything when it comes to Elder Scrolls.
It doesn't have to be Elder Scrolls.
No, it has to be.
It has to be.
Rated.
It has to be.
Wow.
It's totally, I brain fart. Fuck. There's no one I know who plays Elder Scrolls.
It's okay. It doesn't have to actually be Elder Scrolls. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay. Well then, I'm guessing Yukohaku then.
All right, can you type their name in chat or in the Discord so I can copy paste it?
Absolutely. Here you go. I'll type it right in here. Are they ending? No. Alright, here we go. Alright, here you go. Pop it
Okay.
in there. That is Yukohaku. They are wonderful. They are playing Ace Attorney.
Okay, we're going to raid this person. I've never heard of them. Be very nice to them. Make sure you tell them NTR raid. Use your emotes and your crowns. and everyone have a good time. And we'll hope maybe we'll have Yami on another podcast episode in the future. Next episode is going to be, what's the next episode going to be?
Hopefully I'll have my audio fixed.
It's the CB streamer episode.
Okay, the CB streamer episode is next. So
Oh
if you
my.
guys are into CB streaming,
I'm surprised you didn't call me for that one.
Oh, really?
I am surprised with like the whole joke of like me being a CB streamer.
No, like we're getting an actual CB streamer though.
Yeah, I know. Like you're getting an actual CB streamer to do that. Yeah, I get that. No, I was
Yeah.
making a joke.
No, Yami, you're not a CB streamer. You should just get on a. You should find a poll.
I did no. No, we're not doing this.
All right, everyone. Remember to check out the Twitter, YouTube, and
You can just agree that the
Discord.
Twitter is useless at this point. It's just for updates when we don't go live at normal time.
Yeah. Either way, give us your money. Bye.
Give us your money. That works.
There we go.
You ever heard that before, Yami?
No. Give us your money. Bye.
Oh, somebody
God, I
just
really gotta get
subscribed?
I gotta figure out what.
Wait. Somebody
Really
just
gotta-
subscribed?
To the NightThemedRave.
Yeah. Thank you, Code, for subscribing. Bye-bye.